Hello everyone, I'm Santiago, and today I'm gonna be testing Spec Ops The Line on the Steam Deck. So this game was delisted from Steam a few days ago, but if you have a CD key from a reseller or you already own the game on Steam, you can still play it. Another way is to go through the high seas to get a copy. So this game is marked as incompatible, unsupported, better said. So by the way, this game has a Linux build, but it's not great. It stutters quite a bit, so Proton Experimental or whichever Proton is the latest, maybe Proton 8.0. And once you do this, the game will update with 100 megabytes, I think, and you can click on play. So let's do that. Let's get into the game, shall we? You first launch the game, it will be like 640 by 480 as a resolution, and it will take a few seconds to get out of this message checking for updates. I mean, there's nothing to update, come on game. And you can use the Steam Deck controls by default, it works right away, but again, you need to adjust the resolution. That's the only thing I would say is very important in order to be able to play the game properly. So go into options, at this side, graphics and resolution, go to 800p, put everything on very high. Shadows on high I think is good enough. We can save some battery. And that's basically it. So let's get now into the game. Welcome to Spec Ops The Line. So the game in the Windows Proton version, to say it in some way, I think is the best way to go. Basically no stutter, it's Unreal Engine 3. And let me unlock the frame rate for those DEC OLED users. So as you can see, we can get over 90 FPS, so you can play at 90 on the OLED if you own it. Let's take out the roof. And this is just a great game from a story standpoint. It feels very dated when it comes to shooting and gameplay. It feels more like Gears of War in that regard. I'm using a mouse and keyboard at the moment. In the meantime, I don't remember how to grab guns. Oh, there we go. Jesus. So as you can see, it has controller prompts, which is always good. You can run it at 90 FPS. Of course, the game is pretty old, but I think that the art style holds up pretty well. I mean this specific part just because I got Wu's performance. Go. I really love that sand effect. You can also crouch in the machine gun. But again, the story I think is amazing still. Very underrated game in my opinion, although there's many videos on YouTube talking about that, which is pretty funny. But if you have a Steam Deck OLED, you can play at 90, and that clipping is hilarious. Alright. And also one thing that kind of bothers me is that it's forced 16 by 9, so you have bars on the top and bottom of the screen, which in my opinion not a big deal, but it would be nice to have the entire screen with the game's image. So yeah, looks and runs fantastically well. Unfortunately, again, it's unlisted from Steam because some licenses were not renewed. Probably music related stuff, I'm guessing. Has some of that music that it has, especially in the main menu, has a lot of copyright. Famous songs, which is a shame. But hey, you can sell the high seas, get it on a key reseller if you want to play it on Steam, and if you already own it, you can still download it and play it. You're just not available to buy it. Whoa. Not available to buy it officially through Steam, which again is a shame, but I wanted to revisit the game. Now I have an excuse. This game is fantastic. It probably will remind you of Gears of War when it comes to the shooting. It's a cover shooter from the past, basically. Okay, now at least I have all the ammo. I think I'm playing on hard, that's why I'm dying. Ha, excuses. Let's swap into handheld now. Welcome back, now in handheld, and as you can see, in my opinion at least, it's perfect for the Steam Deck. It doesn't have anti-aliasing, unfortunately. A lot of jaggies everywhere, but on the smaller screen, it's less noticeable. But I love that it has despite being an older game, the prompts for the controller. Oof. I thought I was dead there. Oh, they didn't kill him. Are you kidding me? I'll flip the turret. There we go. And I locked it to 60 FPS, so you should expect probably almost 3 hours of battery, I would say, on this one. Again, this is the demanding part, at least in my experience. So you should be fine. But again, visually I think it still holds up pretty well. Especially when it's sunny. I'll show you a level of that in a moment. But here with the effects on the screen and all that, it's completely fine. Grenade! Anybody else? Oh, shotgun. Hell yeah. Cover. Oof. Close call. So yeah, highly recommend it if you have a chance to play it. Or if you already played it and want to see it again after all these years. This game was released on PlayStation 3 and 360. And it was 30 FPS with drops basically everywhere. But the story is a hood classic. At least right now. There we go. Alright, now in one of the previous levels, as you can see there's a tiny bit more battery life, so I'm guessing around 3 hours of battery. If you lock it to 30, well, you're going to get better.
Below, on the walkway. Put him down.
But again, I think visually they did a great job with this one. Art style never gets old. It really feels like it's very hot in there. With all the sand and stuff. So great job considering the age of the game. And again, I think the main thing for this game is the story. So if you like story-based stuff, this should be right up your alley. But I'm happy that we can still play this despite being unlisted. You just need to, again, get a key from a reseller. Then the other thing is you probably already own it on Steam. But this game was always so cheap. I remember they gave it away quite a few years ago. I think it was in 2015 on the Joystick Video Game Awards. Or something like that, that you had to complete like what are your nominees, and they gave you a code for Spec Ops: The Line. Good times. So maybe you have it and you don't remember. Who knows? And the other one, again, High Seas. This game is already cracked since it came out. So if that's the only way you have, that's also an option. I'm not going to provide any links because I own it on Steam. And I don't want to get into trouble. But again, just saying that it's an option. Because it's a great game, and I think it deserves not being unlisted, in my opinion. But hey, what can you do? So anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, as much as I did revisiting this gem of a video game. And I'll see ya next time. Bye guys, thanks for watching.